Hi Lee, great to meet up with you today and begin working on your game. Quick recap on the key points that we covered. What we're trying to do here on lesson 1 is give you a swing that is based around a fixed axis, a fixed point, to give you some consistency. In order to do that, we must understand what the spine is doing during the golf swing. We can see there during the start of the swing, the upper centre, the axis if you will, the centre of the shoulder turn starts to drift off the golf ball. As that moves to the right, the low point of your swing now has been moved behind the golf ball, and as a result you've just made it very easy to hit the ground behind the ball. When we look at a player who moves off the ball the most, what we tend to see is the right hip and left hip being reasonably level. You've got a little bit of hip slide in there and slant, but not enough, and there's too much maintenance of the forward lean that you had at address. So the spine starts to angle away from the target at the top of the backswing. Now what you're going to do from there is you're going to struggle to get the left arm to stay straight. You're going to throw that away. You can't get the weight back across, and you're going to hit the ground, as you can see there behind the ball, quite often. In order to attempt to stop that happening, the elbows divide to bring the club out of the ground. This in turn can lead to the shots being topped. So in order to make a centered turn around a fixed point, what we need to do is 3 things. First of all, we need to stand up or extend. Once we're out of forward flexion, so in other words, once we've stood up, when we turn, we can turn in a centered manner. So you can see there, as I turn, there is now no movement off the golf ball. This is only possible if you stand up or extend during the backswing. In order to offset the standing up, we must tilt to the left a certain amount. So you can see there now, if I go back to where I was at address, put a line above the head. These 3 things need to be carried out as one complete movement, but we've got to learn to isolate each one to get a feel. We're going to extend, we're going to turn, and then we're going to tilt to the left. And now the golfer gives the impression that he hasn't lifted at all, but you can see there now we're turning around a fixed point as opposed to moving the centre of the swing to the right. This will also allow you long term to keep the left arm straighter during the backswing. So you have your swing towards the end of your session, trying to focus really on just side bending to the left. So instead of feeling like we're leaning this way at the top of the backswing, we're going to side bend to the left a little bit more. Leave that line in position. You can see that as you take the club away, there's a little bit less movement off the ball in the early part of the swing. Much more side bend at that point. A little bit of movement off it then as you go back, but the left arm stays straighter for longer. And at the top of the backswing, you're in a much more extended position, side bending to the left instead of side bending to the right. This in turn makes the control of your low point much easier and will allow you to get back to the golf ball in a much more consistent manner rather than hitting the ground behind the ball. Good luck with it, and I look forward to working with you again in a couple of weeks' time. Well done.